with figuring out what a flagrant 2 was in Minnesota. What has the last 48 hours been like for you?
Been working with the team to come back after a loss, taking care of my body, watching film, being locked in at practice. Simple as that.
Victor, your start tonight, how much of that was concerted, looking to get going early, and how much of that was within the flow of the way the game started?
I think it's super important for us, the way we start a game, because it sets the tone. Now the challenge is to do it for 48 minutes.
Yeah, whether it was stemming from the flagrant 2 or not, something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need to upset Vic to come out tonight to, get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, maybe another word. Just,
Feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Victor, after having time to reflect, would you have done things differently? Did you have any regrets about the elbow? Just reflecting on, after having time to reflect.
I mean, it was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I'm focused. I was focused on the game today, and now I'm focusing on the game in Minnesota in 3 days. It's the playoff. We got to move on, and I got to care about my team.
Victor, obviously, when they would grab you, you appeared frustrated in the past, but tonight it seemed like it didn't phase you anymore. That there was a point where Io early in the game was coming over to you saying something, you just kind of seemed to laugh it off. Like, do you feel like after maybe getting that release, the physicality doesn't phase you in the same way anymore, and you're more used to it?
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies. So I feel like we need to stay composed as a team.
Vic, just how much were you itching to just get back on the court after what happened in Game 4?
Sorry?
How much were you just itching to get back on the court?
Very, very much. I mean, I was fresh, feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just Game 5. Obviously, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to have butterflies, So excitement is not something abnormal at this point in the playoffs.
The effort from your team defensively tonight and throughout the playoffs, how would you put that into words?
The defensive effort?
Yes.
I would say it's an area where you need to be willing to do it and to do the sacrifices and to do the extra effort. And it's been working pretty well. We can get better. But when we're locked in and apply the scouting, we're really, really good.
And what role or how much credit do you give Sweeney for what you guys have become defensively?
Oh, I mean, all of it.
Victor, there's a viral video of you going around arriving back in San Antonio, and Coach Pop is waiting for you at the airport, and you look very attentive to what he's saying. Not asking you to give away anything private, but what does it mean to you knowing that Coach Pop was waiting for you at the airport after such an emotional game? And was there something from that conversation, whether it was a lesson, a message, or tone that stayed with you heading into tonight's game or in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to leak anything he said, obviously, but he maybe wanted to, make a statement or make his talking even more impactful by being there. But he gives feedback and talks to us regularly, throughout series, throughout games. So, as always, when he speaks, everybody listens.
Right here. Yeah. You guys got back into it in the third quarter there and came back to tie. Just where did you see it slip after that?
We went away from what was working, and then our defense was just cratered. We gave up 30 points, I think, in the last 6 minutes of the third quarter, A lot of it was just ball contained, ball contained stuff. Offensively we found stuff that was working. Then we just started breaking off plays, and that's my job. I got to get us back on track. That's on me.
Is there it seems like slow starts have been a problem for you last couple of games. Like, how do you get off to just better starts and not dig a big hole that you have to climb out of?
We got to make some shots, But better offensive decisions. I think some of our shot selection in the first quarter in particular is a little iffy. I think there's some better shots. We're going to have to work a little harder to find some better shots early. So,
when you say you feel like you found something, what did you feel like you found, and where specifically did you kind of veer off?
Well, I mean, they were super heavy in the gaps, so we did a good job of cutting the gaps and finding people and moving around the floor and respacing the floor better. So,
Chris, with Rudy guarding Victor, what's made it so hard for Rudy to try to contain him at times this series?
I think he's done a good job in the large. I think the first quarter was execution of some coverages to help him out. We blew 3 or 4 of them, Then in the second half, it was similar, just kind of not executing the things we need to do around him, or him executing the things he needs to do to give himself the best chance so we can help him. So,
how much has foul trouble just played a role in whether
foul trouble was huge tonight. I mean, it was different guys. Julius super early, then Jaden all game long. That certainly hurts. Yeah.
Chris, Julius got going in the fourth quarter a little bit. What's the key to more consistency from him on the offensive side?
Yeah, I mean, I think you saw, he played with force, played through contact, the first level of contact, stayed on balance a little bit better. So.
With your bigs, just in general, are you getting over the course of the series more pointed with which big lineup combinations you want to have out there, specific to what front court San Antonio has out there, or is it not that meticulous?
Well, I mean, there's certainly matchups that we've been trying to get to all series. Hasn't changed a whole lot, really, other than, foul trouble changes that. So,
Chris, on Julius's defense, are you seeing enough from him on that end of the floor? I mean, is that where some of the breakdowns are coming right now?
Honestly, no. I don't think there's a ton of breakdowns around Julius's defense right now. I think it's a combination of a lot of different things. So.
Defense and the way y'all responded. First half y'all came out really strong, and then second half, I know they made a little run, but then y'all came back. Just talk about the way y'all were able to still be physical in that game.
Yeah. I feel like to start the game, we knew it was going to be physical. So just making that a point of emphasis and trying to keep them off the offensive glass. I feel like we started the game off well, and that's where our runs came from. But obviously they're a good team. They're going to go on their own run. So, just try not to hang our head, when that does happen, and be able to respond and spark another run for ourselves.
Coming out of that halftime, you had that slow start, and you kind of got it triggered. Was that your mindset, or was it the game just come to you?
Yeah, just trying to let it come to me. Not really trying to force any shots, trying to take the shots that, were the right ones and that were there for me. When I was able to draw two and kick out, we had a lot of success. So, eventually they're gonna have to start fanning back out, and that's when the paint opened up most for us.
Steph, as the series has gone along, as much as there is talk about playoff basketball and this is the way it is and whatnot, specifically in this series, have you gotten a little bit more used to the way the officials are calling this game, or does it seem like it still varies game to game?
I don't know. We knew with everything that happened in the last 48 hours that they were going to call it, pretty tight, especially early on in the game. So, that's just the thing you have to work through game through game. Because, if you're not physical with them, I said it before, they have a lot of guys that can score in ISOs and play one-on-one. So, in order to get stops and be able to contest with them, you have to be physical. But, just trying to play smart, see how the ref is calling it.
Yeah, Steph, Coach was saying that, you guys might have gotten, Devin at shoot-around said that you guys might need upset Vic tonight to make a statement. Coach said he might have called him mature Vic instead. Which version do you feel that you guys got tonight, and just how important was he, coming back and adding him back into the lineup?
I mean, I feel like we got the Vic that you've seen all year. I just think his maturity level was off the charts. I mean, he played smart. Didn't really foul much. Took the shots that were there for him. So, I mean, when he's playing like that, playing aggressive with everything that he brings for us defensively, I feel like we're pretty hard to beat. So, yeah, I think just where his mindset has been at, the last 48 hours. I know he wanted to finish Game 4, but not letting that get to him and come out and play like that. I feel like it was